What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. This past week was a very good one for Future. He announced his Apple Music deal, premiered his new album through DJ Khaled's radio show on Beats One, and to top it all off, he gave us his fourth studio album titled EVOL. Now, I think maybe now is the time we can have that conversation. Like, is Future giving us too much music? And the answer to that is a lot more complicated than a yes or no answer. On one end, I think yes, because we just got Purple Rain, and largely it was a very forgettable project. It was more about the quantity over the quality, and it's probably one of Future's weakest projects out of his run since October of 2014 when Monster came out. So I think in that regard, he's been putting out a lot of music, but at the same time, everything that he's done in 2014 and 2015 was really good. You know, we had 56 Nights, we had Dirty Sprite 2, we had What a Time to Be Alive. So he's delivering this music at a consistent pace, but I don't know. Like I said, it's complicated to talk about. So I wanted to quote a line that my guy Zach over at Complex said. He said, "Everything he drops is hot, but at this point it seems that he almost overshadows his own music with his own music." I am jealous of that sentence. As a fellow writer myself, I'm mad that I didn't say that first, because that is such a real line. Evil is definitely gonna overshadow a lot of the music in the past, and I feel like maybe just time in general has kind of overshadowed that music. I don't really play anything from Dirty Sprite 2, and that's not to say it's not a good project. I think I've played a couple records from What a Time to Be Alive. 56 Nights was probably my favorite project out of all of them, next to Monster. I don't know, they're kind of neck and neck, but I haven't played either of those mixtapes in a long time, so maybe it's just time factor. But at the same time, it is a very valid argument to say for Future. So going into this actual project, this album, I had lower expectations just because Purple Rain kind of, was not that good. So I went into this with low expectations, and I came out with a lot better album than I expected. I feel like it was a missed opportunity for Zanny family. I was hoping, and I know this is like a warped idea, but imagine if Metro Boomin and Southside had sampled Kanye West's Grammy Family, and they turned that into like a drugged out version with Zanny Family. I think that would be cool. And not to take away from the record that Future created, it's not a bad record, but it's not particularly the one that I was expecting. I like the fact that he included Low Life on there with The Weeknd, because it gives it more of an extended shelf life. Instead of just being like some random loose record that, never ended up on a project. Future has some of those records that are amazing or flawless, but they never ended up on a project. So eventually they're going to kind of be forgotten to some extent. I think Program is the one throwaway on the album. I'm not saying the entire album is amazing, it's hot, and all of that. There are some very good songs on here, some standouts, but Program is the one song that I would probably take away. I just didn't get anything out of it, especially when you come off of the run of, you got Little Haiti Baby, you got Photocopied, you got Seven Rings, and you got Lie to Me. Those four are like the best combo on the album. So to follow that up with Program, puts it in a bad perspective, and it also raises the expectations. You want a strong song to follow suit, and the album ends on a pretty good note as well. You got Low Life, and then Fly Shit Only. So this is a really good project. I like Maybach. There was a line on Maybach. He said, "I get better and better with time, don't I? Drinking codeine like wine, don't I?" I just thought it was like a kind of a perfect thing for Future. He is getting better with time, but at the same time, I think one of the things I've been wondering kind of is Future gonna have another big run in the mainstream? He's one of the hottest artists currently, but is he gonna have another Turn on the Lights or Never End? Some of those big singles he had early on in his career, I'm wondering if he's gonna have that again, or if he's just going to get into this factor of putting out a new body of work every couple months. Obviously, there's still like 9 or 8 or 9 different projects that Future's been working on. Through, I think Southside was the one who said something like that. Um, so he's not taking any time at all, any time off, even though he's established himself with the run that he's on to where he doesn't need to put out music every couple months. I think at this point he needs to, his next project, his next album, next mixtape, something needs to be on a whole nother level, and it needs to have a more of a longevity factor. I think. I don't know, like with Future having such a good run right now, he can pretty much do whatever he wants with Epic Records, and with his Apple Music deal, that'll help as well. So if he can create some kind of a big single, I feel like he can really take off again. And again, I'm not saying he hasn't taken off, because he definitely has, but at the same time, I don't know. If I talk to like my mom, for instance, she'll probably know Turn On the Lights, but I don't know if she knows anything from the past year. I don't know if she's really been paying attention, or if it's anything that's really captured to her. So that's pretty much my assessment on Future's EVOL and his whole career in general. I would love to know your thoughts on the album, and I would love to know your thoughts on sort of the talking points that I had. Do you feel like his music is being overshadowed by himself, just the constant flow of music? And do you think that Future needs to stop putting out so much music and focus more on a quality body of work that will extend longer than a couple months? I don't know. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.